My name is HeroGirl. I'm your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber, and I'm here to let you know that if I can do it, so can you. And today is our first stream for March of the Machines meta. From Return to Ravnica, the second Ravnica set, we've got Aurelia the Warleader, who is a 3/4. She costs 6 mana, she has Flying, Vigilance, Haste, and whenever she attacks for the first time each turn, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. Aurelia is hands down one of the strongest red-white commanders in Magic. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. She does exactly what you want a red-white deck to do, which is enable extra attack. She's basically a red-white time block. But we're playing a very aggressive red-white deck that's actually got some of the best hits for red-white legends. We've got Rahil, we've got Baird, we've got Goro here, Anafenza, Thalia, as well as some Basri Kent action. Basri Kent gets ridiculous when you have creatures that can attack twice. And all of the very, very wonderful things that come with red-white combat. So, with that being said, let's get on to the games. Baral and Kari Zev. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to see. First Strike and Menace. Whenever you cast your first instant sorcery spell each turn, you may cast a spell with lesser mana value that shares a card type with it from your hand without paying its cost. If you don't, create Ragavan, a 2/1 red monkey creature token. It gains haste until end of turn. Well, that's definitely going to be a combo deck. And this hand is not even close to being fast enough. There is like, oh god, there's a Ragavan there. Honestly, I want to see if the monkey's good enough. And like, that is just so greedy. Holy crap. Alright, monkey, dash it in. Oh no. Oh no, I'm about to get punished in the worst way. No, monkey resolves. Alright, we get treasure. And, oh, we can brainstorm, actually. Hold on. I will gladly brainstorm here. Because that means that we can actually dig for 2 lands. And then let's go ahead and put both. Let's go ahead and put Tori back. Yes. And then Ragavan goes back to our hand. Oh my god, that's so good. Monkey is not okay. Now they've got 2 mana now. What I'm going to do, play our Battlefield Forge. And let's play our Welcoming Vampire. Vampire resolves. Oh, and they're just gonna Prophecy. Alright, Vampire dies. We can still go ahead and cast our Warseer next turn though. Yep, and there they are. There's their 2/4. Oh god, First Strike and Menace though. That is a big problem for us. Let's see, we can play our land. Play our land, go into Relic. We can use the Relic, play the monkey. We'll have 2 mana left over. What does that actually do for us though? Oh gosh, I think what we have to do is just like get out more powerful cards. We could play Warseer and Ragavan. That doesn't really help us out. But we can play Tori while they're tapped out. And then next turn, we have the option of playing multiple spells a turn. Because with Tori, we can actually use the Relic, tap her, and make that mana. Real question is just, how much removal do they have? Okay. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, they draw a card. Well, we've got Thalia. That's not nothing. We didn't draw into a land, though, so we can't really break through. I would love to be able to play Sword, which we can. If we play the Relic, we still have 3 mana. The relic. Thalia? Or sword. Playing the sword doesn't really build up our board. But it does. Actually, yes. Because now what we can do is we can threaten monkey. There we go. So we have multiple legends out, and we managed to build up a slightly stronger board state. And now if Ragavan can't attack through, then he can just tap and be mana. He can just be a helper monkey. Now the real question is, what are they gonna do about it? What I would like to do, we've got 4, 5, 6, 6, mana. We could play Selfless Spirit and the Sword of Body and Mind. Let's go ahead and cast our sword. Because if they have an answer to it, they're going to use it. And if not, well then we can actually tap everyone down and get our gold span out. No! They're going to use Baral and Caravanzev. Yeah, counter target spell. That's huge for them. And then they just get to add cards anyway, huh? Okay. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably a lot better. Yep. And then... oh, now we got a gold dragon. And the gold dragon turns into Selfless Spirit. Well, if they had any sort of burn-based wrath, we now have protection from it. Man, I was so skeptical about Relic of Legends until I realized that it just does everything. If we're just blawed off, then we just ramp. And if we're not, then we just beat face anyway. And cards like Tori untap our creatures so that way they can tap for mana anyway. It's great! Now, they do have, like, all the cards, which is a problem. Oh, God. And they're completely untapped, too. So then... you know what? Let's do it. What are they going to do? Counter her? Counter her and try and, like, avoid this massive beat-in that's about to take place? Okay, they're going to draw 3 spells. Yep. Draw a card. Cast a spell. The spell can't be copied. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. Alright, so Thalia, that does keep us from attacking with Aurelia. We're good to attack in here like this, though. Yeah, yep. Because what are they going to do as far as blocking goes? They're going to use a 2/4 to block the 3/3. Okay. They can't use their Hippocamp to block because if they do, then they just lose, like, draw engine power. Ah, they're going to do that? I mean... let's see. Is it worth taking out the Hippocamp? It kind of is. We lose out on 3 damage. I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice the spirit. Even though that does hurt us a bit. Let's go ahead and... yep. Tap the monkey. Tap. Thalia. And then... Yep, we'll just use the last mana here. Play our War Scener. And, like, we could absolutely be pushing ourselves back here, but... realistically, just any sort of blue board wipe ends us anyway. It was like, why not? Like, if they oh god, Title's Upheaval. If they upheaval us anyway, then it's not gonna make much of a difference. And like, they're not really an attacking deck. Looks like they're just playing like really good blue-red control. So yeah, Baral and Kari Zev. Oh god, that's just like really strong tempo there. Okay, so Baral and Zev. 3 damage to each creature. Let's see. That creature reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. That player puts that card onto the battlefield and shuffle the rest into the library. Esper Sentinel's probably like the worst card they could have pulled for that. Now, like, they did absolutely just like... yeah, they can go ahead and put Aurelia into our command zone. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We got 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. And then just go to combat. They had Wrath. No, don't attack with the Sentinel. That's how we draw cards. Well, and we've got 1 treasure left. I think they just wiped our entire board. This is kind of why I wanted the Sarah Paragon. The Sarah Paragon would have been able to help us rebuild a board pretty good. But I think the Rise of Avernus might actually be better for that. The issue just becomes trying to find anything that can... Oh, they're just going to let draw a card. That's good. The issue becomes trying to find room for it. And oh, whew, we managed to win. Oh my god, this is a terrifying Spellslinger deck. Wow. Like, can you imagine? You get to cast your Time Warp, and then you just get to tempo that with the removal or whatever else you need? Oh my god, that is amazing. I want to build that deck. That deck looks sweet. Alright. Not bad, not bad. We got Goldspan Dragon. It's a little slow. Just a tad. But we're up against Yorvo, Lord of Garenbrig. He has to play with 4 1/1 counters on him, and whenever a green creature comes to play under their control, he gets a counter. If his power is greater, he gets a second counter. So, another really big green stompy deck. And we do get to go first, fortunately. So that helps a lot. We are so much better on the draw than on the play. Normally, I would want to get... Oh, God. I want to get rid of Yorvo, but... Alright, so there's Yorvo. Ass. We're going to go ahead and Faithful Asses that immediately. Normally, I would want to get rid of the elf. But Yorvo is just fast enough that I don't think we can really afford to do that. I'm going to play Whatty Announcement now. Specifically, so that way we can get it going. 2, because Tajik has haste. So Tajik has haste and can actually pump up our token. And then after that, it doesn't matter because we're just drawing cards off of the Whatty Announcement. I'm going to add 2 mana of in any combination of colors. Spend this only to cast creature spells or activate abilities of creatures or creature cards. Now, this is interesting. We just drew into Muriel. That has its own ramifications. We could play Muriel and still get another token, and we can still play Tajik on the next turn. But that also leads us to a really good Cathar's Crusade play if we go into that. So I'm going to go ahead, shift gears. And this does mean that they get to just kind of sit back and build. But if we draw into a land, going into Cathar's Crusade and Muriel is huge for us. Especially since... Alright, there we go. Yep, YOLO it. Let's go. Let's freaking go. And they want to get rid of Muriel, they're going to have to double block her. And they don't want to double block her. When the announcement draws us a card. Alright, let's go. If we draw into another land, we can play Aurelia. Oh no! We're gonna be able to get rid of our Cathars Crusade now. Well, we gave them a must-answer option, and they did answer it, so... good on them. Okay, so... how do we want to do this? Baral can still attack. But now Yorvo blocks her. We could go ahead and play the Goldspan Dragon. We've also got Mox Amper to go into Aurelia. So that's always possible. Oh god, Yorvo just completely walled us. We're getting walled again. And this is why we have both of our green swords here. Tell you what. Maybe we can't break past Yorvo this turn. But we can go ahead and get a little bit more action for us. So we'll have 6 mana next turn regardless. Playing Amber into Tajik helps a lot. Actually, you know what? I think I like that a lot, specifically because what that does, it protects us from fight spells. And offensive would be a really good one to go into. Okay, they've cast Silverback Elder. Whenever you cast a creature spell, destroy target artifact or enchantment, or gain 4 life, or check the top 5 cards of your deck for a land and put it on the battlefield tapped. So they have a 3/4 drop or less. Alright, so they're gonna get to blow up. Probably are... No! They're not going for the Mox Ember. Sorry, friend. I think that was the wrong option. Although they do have reach. Oh, they had a second creature. Never mind. No, they're ramping. Interesting. Aha! See? Exactly what I mean. They fought our dragon, and Tajik protected our dragon. Yes! Yes! Okay, that's exactly what we want. Alright. Too legit to quit. Alright, and we're just gonna go ahead and swing in. Put it on the soldier. And then, yep. I don't think there's anything they can do, though. We're honestly just swinging in to see if we can, like, clear away some of their smaller stuff. Like, yep, okay, yep. I don't think there was any reason for us to swing with everything else if they don't have, like, anything else with reach. They seemed really tapped out. Yeah, I don't know that there was any reason for us to go ahead and swing like that. Alright. Oh, GG's, Yorvo. GG's. Honestly, every time I play Aurelia, I just, brain shuts down. Brain go burr. Math is for blockers. Math is for blockers. This hand has potential, but who are we up against? We're up against Thassa, Deep Dwelling, so this is going to be a control blink deck. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 other target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. And then you can also pay 4 mana to tap down creatures. I've had that been caused me so many problems. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. It's a little bit of a slower hand, but we have Invasion to help slow them down. And I'm also going to go ahead and lead off with the Shatter, because the Snarl comes into play untapped with Mountain. Okay, so they're going to go Yep, they've got the Wall of Ruins. That does slow down our aggro just a little bit. There's Arcane Signet. Let's see. We could go Signet, but I don't think that really... I don't think the Signet helps us tempo-wise. There's Tail End, which will counter a bunch of our legends. Disdainful Stroke, which counters a bunch of our cards. Invoke the Wind. Oh god, this really is just mono blue control. That's a big, big problem for us. I think we need to get rid of the Invoke the Winds, though. Like, counter magic we can try playing through. They just sit on all these, though. It's gonna be really hard for us to get through this. We've just had like the biggest time playing through all these cards. Let's see. Well, we can get a Sky Vanguard down. That actually helps us out a lot. And then there's not gonna be a whole lot of point to chipping away at them specifically. Now we've reached the hardest portion of our fight because, oh god, there's just no point to playing cards into counter magic, you know? Like, okay, theoretically we could run out of cards, but then we're gonna run out of cards just trying to deal with that. Let's go ahead and start building up our board. Yep. They have another land, then they could go ahead and play Thalia, but that does mean that shields are down. So worth playing Battery into either Tails End or Thought Collapse. It really isn't. Honestly, with control decks, what you want to do is you want to get to a point where you can play multiple spells in a turn. Especially if they're in a position where they can only play one a turn. And then we'll be able to get the invasion of the Light Shield Ray. We can get the Light Shield Ray online, hit the Vanguard attacks one more time. And that means that we're going to get a lot of pressure just for playing cards. Yep, they can go ahead, block that. It's not going to make a huge difference. Now, let's see. We may cast it transformed without paying its mana cost. They can counter this. They can counter this. And if they do, then... There we go. Now we're golden. Now we're golden. How do we want to do this, chat? We can cast Tori, Gisela. Let's see. Artifact or creature. Let's go ahead and... Basri, if we draw into lower cost cards, Basri ends up being better. Let's see, Gisela gets under more stuff. They've only got Disdainful Stroke and Thought Collapse now. So, let's go ahead and cast Tori, because she's going to help us get a lot more pressure than Basri would. Basri is a Planeswalker that really needs a creature board state in order to work, so he doesn't really help out as much against the control decks as what you would want. Alright, and they're going to go ahead and cast Thassa now, which means shields down. Excellent, excellent. And we've got Baird. Oh god, I wish we had drawn it. I wish we had another land. Let's see. Really want to go Basri and Baird this turn. Disdainful Stroke, Thought Collapse. Disdainful Stroke, Thought Collapse. Disdainful Stroke, Thought Collapse. Baird helps gives us more creatures. So then, if they invoke the winds and they take our card, I'd rather be like Aurelia than Gisela, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll cast Aurelia. Because now what she'll do is she'll pump up Toriel. Or Tori the Avenant? for a Diavenet. So we just have to keep trying to get pressure on there. Oh, okay, we did it. GG's, Thassa. GG's. Against Chris's control. This is actually a decent hand for us. Yep. They're playing Nicol as the Ravager, which means this is the one Nicol that transforms. You can keep 7. Play our Emeria's Call as our first land. Play our Meadow as our first land. Play our Snarl as our second. Which will go into Cold Steel Heart. Play the Welcoming Vampire. There's Baird. But first things first, we need mana and lots of it. Especially if they're just going to play removal. Alright, so there's our Chromatic Lantern. We shoot that. We shoot that so fast and hard. Actually, you know what? Let's see, hold on. If we dash in the monkey, that gives us 3 and a treasure. We can still upgrade and then hold up a treasure next turn. Yep, I like that. Alright, so let's go ahead. Monkey in. You can even see what we have, because if we get like any sort of artifact removal off their deck, like if they have an upgrade, that's just free. Target creature, the turn target creature to its owner's hand. Okay. Well, now we know that they don't have anything for their lantern. Still have our land. We can go Welcoming Vampire into Ragavan. Yep. Oh. Forgot about that. Forgot they could actually just play Bolas. So... well, at least they're not going to be able to transform him just yet. What I want to do is be able to draw cards off of Vampire. We're going to have 5 mana next turn, so it's going to be Vampire into Baird. I guess we lose the War Scener then. Okay. So, first things first. Vampire. And then, let's go ahead and play Anafenza. Get the value while we can. Oh, and we do have a Mox Ember too. I'm going to hold on to that though. Specifically because this gives us the option of playing Aurelia next turn. Oh, and they Bajuka Bogda, so there goes our War Scener. Glad we didn't try and get too heat. Alright, so how about we try and bait them into this? What if we were to go ahead and... actually, you know what? Let's just play Monkey as is. Alright. And we got the Skyclave Apparition too. Is this enough? Alright, so we get to exile Bolas. That's good. And then we also get to pump up one of our smaller creatures. Go ahead and pump up Anafenza. We've only got the 2 creatures attacking. Oh god, we could absolutely be playing into a board wipe though, so let's go ahead and hold off for a second. Go ahead and hold off. We could absolutely drop Baird. But I want to hold something back in case they do have a board wipe. Ah, no! They do not have a board wipe! But we have victory! Alright, GG's, Bolas. GG's. Alright, so as far as hands here go, it's not good. We've only got like 2 lands. They both come into play tapped. The Cold Steel Heart also comes into play tapped. And we're playing Odric on top of that. Odric is a super, super aggressive keyword commander. We're going to take that mulligan. Oh god, much better. Like, we've got the Rahilda, but both of these are still going to come into play tapped. You really don't want to go into like 6 lands with a Boros deck. But it worked out in this case. We've got 2 dual lands. I'm actually going to sit back the Marius Call. And then they're on white. Go ahead, we'll reveal our planes. Just on the off chance that they have something I want to get rid of with the Bolt. If they go any... Oh, Sacred Cat? Okay, that's not going to be too bad for us. Although... with Odric on board... Let's go ahead and just get our creatures going. I would love to play Esper Sentinel before they have a chance to really do any sort of spells. But an Odric deck is going to be creature focused. So Esper Sentinel's not really going to get his full value. At least not right away. If they play anything particularly problematic, we can always use our Cathar. Get rid of it. Yep, and they're just going to play Ambitious Farmhand so they have their land drop next turn. And Odric's going to be a 3/3. So he does come down and he's within bolt range. That means that we have to figure out exactly what we're doing here. You can always swing in with the Argiving Recruiter. They probably trade with both. So, let's see. 3 mana is also a really good time for rocks, though. Let's go ahead. We'll Esper Sentinel. Pass the turn. No attacks. Although trading Baird with both of these might have actually been okay. Okay, they're gonna loyal Warhound. If it enters the battlefield and an opponent controls more lands than you get to put a basic plains into play tapped. It's really good for mono white aggro decks. A 3/1 trades up very well. Puts a lot of pressure on. Puts you a turn ahead. And there's the Marshal. Okay. We are going to be in trouble if we don't manage to pull something. Ideally, we draw into another land so we can play Cathar into Bolt. Having Fragment Reality and Bolt available isn't bad, though. Let's see. A lot of these are just too much for us right now. We could try and eat the Warhound with Cathar. And if they play Odric, then... they're not going to really get anything. So let's go ahead. We'll get rid of that Warhound. We'll pass turn. If all they have is a bunch of 1/1s, we're not too worried. If they get out like a Cathar's Crusade, though, then we're concerned. Fortunately, we've got our Fragmented Reality here to deal with any problematic anthems. But we also just really, really need to hit lands. And with an Odric deck, they just play creatures. They just turbo out as many creatures as possible, boost them all up with Odric's ability, and swing for the fences. So they're kind of playing what we have, but it's a tad more streamlined because they can play mono white, and they don't have to worry about all the mana fixing that we do. Now that being said, the Warhound only grabs basic planes, so it's not like we can use that either. Okay, they've got a Ratchet's Valkyrie. That's a little bit of a problem. Alright, well, that got us to draw an extra land, even though they get the Warhound back. Aha! There we go, Fabled Passage. Let's go ahead and play the castle first. And then we can hold on to the Fabled Passage for fixing depending on what we get. Now, with the Righteous Valkyrie, they can absolutely just play Odric and give everything flying. That is unfortunately not what we want, so we're going to pass the turn. This will let us hold up both of our instants and crack the clue. So, yep, they're going to go ahead, cast Odric. Odric resolves. They want to go to combat. We're going to go ahead and bolt Odric. Now, we're still in trouble because the Warhound and the Valkyrie are going to punch us. Also, the Farmhand, if they get 1 more mana, can transform. They're going to leave the... No, yeah, I was going to say, there shouldn't be a reason for them to leave the Valkyrie back to block. I don't think the Sentinel actually gets us any, like, actual value anymore. So let's go ahead. We'll crack the clue. Draw a card. Take the 2. Alright, our turn. I need to save the fragment reality to Odric specifically. Wedding announcement. That helps somewhat. So then, let's go ahead, play our Fabled Passage. And we are going to go ahead and grab another white source just to make sure that our Snarl can continue to flex. Now, if they have a 2-4, we can get a 2-5. We can also make the Recruiter just really, really big. And at that point... Actually, hold on. We go ahead, we play Aurelia. Goes to combat. Makes herself bigger. Because we don't need to attack with her. We'll pass the turn, and because Aurelia buffed herself, that means Baird can go ahead and start doing his thing to make soldiers. And then if they try and cast Odric again, we've got our reality set up. We got a blocker for the flyer, and Bard's going to start clogging up the board for him. And that's honestly why I really want to give Baird a go in this deck. Because as soon as we get any sort of power modification, like with Aurelia, with +1/+1 counters, with Tordiavant, or, you know, in our anthems, just start doing a lot for us. That's a Thundering Chariot. Brew 1, First Strike, Trample, and Haste. And, okay. Lorian comes into play. She doesn't have any targets, though. Okay. So then... once again, I'm kind of left for a problem here, because we need to get rid of the Chariot. We absolutely need to get rid of the Chariot. Because that Chariot gives them way, way too many keywords. Flying is a problem, but not as big a problem as that actually is. So... Alright, go ahead and get rid of that Chariot. Now, this does mean that they're going to get a random card that costs 3 or less onto the board. Looks like they got an Ornithopter. Okay. Now we've got a couple more options here. With Relic of Legends, we could turn Baird into mana. We can, like, pay 3, Baird, play Wedding Announcement. That might be our best bet here, then. Go to combat. Pump up Aurelia. We could still swing in with Baird too, though. Because with Mentor, that's going to make her bigger. But if we do that, we lose out on being able to play Wedding Announcements. So let's go ahead and swing in with both Aurelia and the Soldier. And she'll pump up the Soldier. And, I mean, the Valkyrie just kind of eats it. But then they take 4 from Aurelia. Interesting, interesting. Alright, well, part of the reason why I can do this is because... actually, hold on. We can play... Ooh, I actually like this better. Let's go ahead and play... We'll tap down Baird. Because now we have a much stronger Anthem effect here. Going into our Aurelia turn. Like, if they're going to play Odric, and they're going to give their whole team flying, and we can't do anything about that. But also, if they do that, they're going to be in a world of hurt. Oh, and they've got lifelink too. Lovely. Now, at the beginning of each combat, so Odric does help out everyone. Because Lauren has Vigilance, that does... Oh, wait, I forgot Lauren has Vigilance. Damn. That's really good for them. They might not want to swing with the Lauren, then. I would not recommend swinging with Lauren. Unless they want to lose that Vigilance. Let's see... Yeah. Alright, so they do make a Soldier. They've already committed, I guess. Huh. Alright, well, let's go ahead and deal with Lauren. Now, they won't have the ability to tap things down. or to attack freely. We're gonna go ahead and punish him. Ooh, Ragavan. It's not nothing. And Heinward Garrison. Tempting, tempting, tempting. We can also, like, use Castle Ember to pump up our whole team. But I think at this point... Yeah. Yeah. So... untaps all the white attacking creatures. I think we're good to just, like, swing in, right? Yeah, and then we can use Relic of Legends. So... yeah, let's go ahead. We'll pump up. And then Aurelia can make it so that the recruiter still lives. And then we've got a bunch of triggers here. Let's see. Everything flies. Yep. Alright. Math is for blockers, folks. And let's hope that I wasn't as bad at math as I thought I was. Because if they want to live through this, they're going to have to make some trades now. Alright, and the recruiter is a 4/4, so they want to kill it. They have to lose their either their Season Cather or Odric. Tory trades. Let's see. All our red legends have trample too, which is probably like one of the best parts. All right. They got rid of a token. All right, beginning of the combat. Who are we making bigger? 2-0, Vigilance, and Trample. I see, they all have Vigilance and Trample. It's about the 2-0 though. It's about the 2-0. So let's go ahead and... yeah, everyone's just, like, big right now. So, let's go ahead and do it again. Alright. Let's hope this works out. Oh god. There's like so many ways that this could absolutely go wrong. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Let's see, they have flying for as long as they have Righteous Valkyrie and Ornithopter out. The 4-2 is like the only one that can really block properly in order to maintain their life total too. Gonna do about a hoplite. Alright, so they're gonna go ahead, block the cat with... holy shit, we did it! Exacxies! Oh god, they needed to put more blockers out there. GG's, Odric, GG's, well played. And that's time in the round. Guys, I am so happy that I could go ahead and share Aurelia with you. She is hands down one of my absolute favorite Boros commanders. It's really hard to get better than this, and more importantly, I get to just jam so many of my favorite cards in here. Cards that I have a hard time fitting in other decks, because I just like playing a deck that's tribal legends. We get to play with Noda, Tori, Zella, Odric, Muriel, Captain Landry, Magna, Goro, Rahilda. It's just Boros doing exactly what Boros does best. Play cards and smack them. Folks, that's going to do it for this edition of Monday Magic. Tune in next time when we go ahead and try out some more onto the Multiverse cards. We'll see you next time. Same hero time, same hero channel. Good night, everyone.